Howdy cooking enthusiasts. So today we're gonna make some slow cooker refried beans. Super easy recipe. You really, it's just a set it and forget it type recipe. And so let's go ahead and get started and I'll show you how to make this delicious dish. So here are the ingredients we'll be using today. This is a pound of pinto beans, which I have already rinsed and gone through to make sure there's no abnormal beans or any particles in there. Also, one yellow onion, one bunch of cilantro, one jalapeno, 3 cloves of garlic, and then for spices, I have 3 bay leaves, 2 teaspoons of salt, half a teaspoon of coriander seed that's been ground, half a teaspoon of cumin, a teaspoon of oregano, a quarter teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and I'm going to use 3 avocado leaves. Now, out of all this stuff, truly the only thing you really need for slow cooker refried beans is your beans and then either some water or some chicken stock. But each of these things adds flavor, and so you can incorporate as many of these things as you want. These are the actual avocado leaves that I got. I ended up getting these on Amazon for flavor, but again, any of these items can be left out throughout this process. So if you don't have it, go ahead and leave that out. All right, so I'm just doing a rough chop on all these vegetables. Just know that with these vegetables, they're all gonna end up being pureed down with the beans, so it doesn't matter if they're big chunks or not, but what we're gonna end up doing is frying some of these vegetables first and putting them in a slow cooker to cook the rest of the day. All right, so I have some beef fat that I've saved. All right, so now we're gonna add in these. And the reason that we're cooking these down before putting them in is truly it's just adding flavor. So again, it's better to cook your onions and peppers before you actually put them in and leave them in raw before doing the slow cooking. A little salt and pepper. All right, so I am using beef fat in this, but you could also use bacon and bacon fat if you wanted to, and save some of that oil to put into the slow cooker as well. You could also go meatless and just do olive oil. Like, it doesn't have to necessarily use meat, but I think it adds a really good flavor when you either use like beef or pork fat. So your choice on that. So okay, so now everything just in the crock pot. These are the beans. All right, 3 cups of water and 1 cup of chicken broth. Normally I would use all chicken stock for this though, for flavor as well, but you work with what you have. And so I only had the 1 cup of this, and water works just fine if you don't have chicken stock. Cilantro, all those herbs and spices. All right, I'm just stirring all that in, and then we're just gonna let this sit and simmer for 8 hours. You can, at this point, just leave it. Don't even have to check on it necessarily. And after, sometimes I put this in before I go to bed. When I wake up in the morning, it's done. So you can do it however you prefer, but that's it. All right, so these beans have been cooking now for about, slow cooking now for about 6 hours or so. Only another 2 hours to go, but just kind of wanted to show you their progress. All right, welcome back. So at this point, the beans have been cooking in the slow cooker for about 8 hours now, just over 8 hours. And they smell great. My whole house smells great. Like it's pretty awesome when you cook beans, because you get this great smell all day long. But now it's just a matter of taking out the bay leaves and the avocado leaves, and then using an immersion blender to blend up the beans, and then we're all set. So let's go ahead and check it out. When you're doing this, you can leave some of the beans whole if you want. I mean, you pretty much can, you don't even have to necessarily break them down and use the immersion blender at all if you like. Just have the beans whole, but it's up to you on how pureed you actually want them and how many beans you want left unblended. Like and subscribe down below if you want to see more future videos. And again, we'll talk to you later.